6:30, I emerge like the Grudge from under my bed, survey my extensive wardrobe, and pick out the most suave uniform. Typically, that's black dress pants, a dress shirt tucked in, and a nice tie. I hop in the shower before work. In the summer, this is essential as I wake up drenched in sweat from the heat. After suiting up, I'll grab my headphones, turn on a podcast or music, and cook breakfast. The typical bold Bassan breakfast consists of a thick slice of toast, buttered with 2 eggs sunny side up, fruit, and a coffee to cream. In Japan, the sliced bread sizes are ginormous. I'll typically just eat one. Sometimes I'll have miso soup or leftovers for breakfast. It really depends how I'm feeling. A good breakfast is eggs, lightly scrambled, mixed in a bowl of hot rice with some sesame oil and soy sauce. Little green onion action and you're golden. 7:50, I'm cleaning up and I jam to music or catch the news until it's time to go to work. Link to the Bassan Spotify playlist below. My car is parked in a lot that's a minute's walk from my house. I'll say Ohio gozaimasu to any of my neighbors that happen to be up and about. After that, I'll jump in my car and put pedal to the metal. It's 20 minutes to work. The road is windy and fast, but always beautiful, especially when the sun's out. I'll blast tunes. This is one of the best parts of my day. It's where I psych myself up for classes. 8:15 a.m. I park and charge into school, slipping my shoes off and slamming them in my cubby. I give an excited good morning and Ohio gozaimasu to everyone as I head to the staff room. The staff room gets a extra Genki Ohio gozaimasu as I walk in and take a seat at my desk. I try to arrive 10 minutes early in case there are schedule changes or my JTE needs something right away. Every day I make sure to take out my notebook and write a small agenda for myself. This includes the time, teacher, and English classes I need to be in for the day. Japanese class schedules are distributed weekly. I'll translate these and see if there's any art or music lessons during a free period. If so, I'll join them. If I'm not steamrolled by a first period lesson, I'll have a war meeting with my JTEs on what the day's classes look like, and I'll offer potential game or activity suggestions and see which ones stick. I write a few words on my notebook I can use to play Snowman, which is my hangman variant, in case the JTE is late or we have extra time at the end of class. I also have a fun backup lesson prepared in case the teacher is absent from class altogether. Yay, class! I usually head to class 10 to 15 minutes early. I play tic-tac-toe, jonkin, or have easy conversations with students who aren't busy. I like asking how they are, what they had for breakfast, and what they did on the weekend. Some students are more extroverted and have better English, so I'll challenge them. Sometimes they have crazy answers, or sometimes they'll tell me more personal things about what's going on in their lives, maybe like a test they're worried about. They are incredibly busy and hardworking. I don't envy them. Let's start class. The student leader calls the class to order, and I'll greet the students with the typical questions. Good morning, everyone. How are you? How is the weather outside? What day is it? What's the date? What time is it now? Sometimes I'll vary these questions, or if they answer like so-so, tired, happy, I'll ask them why they feel that way. Sometimes I'll also even joke and point at the clock when I ask them the weather, or point outside when I ask what time it is, usually to amuse Snickers. This is a technique I picked up from ALT Insider. Keeping the intro funny and interesting is the name of the game. I tried to get a rotation of students to do the greeting. Unfortunately, I don't think it was something that they or the JTE enjoyed, but I do believe it was good for them. I also tried to implement crisscross or yoko tate, but with similar disappointing results. Perhaps I can try again. During this time, I also try to personally ask a few students, as well as the JTE, how they are. Including other teachers in your teaching and lessons is a courteous thing to do. After that, the JTE will assume command and start the lesson proper. I'll try to throw myself into the class as much as possible. If the JTE is instructing, then I'll stand or walk around the class and make sure students are paying attention, opening their textbooks and writing in their notebooks. If the JTE needs me for a demonstration or is handing out papers, I'll offer a hand. If the students break into groups, I'll join a group. Or if they break into pairs and someone doesn't have a pair, I'll join. It's not possible to escape the dreaded tape recorder work as an ALT, but I try to work with my JTEs to come up with some more interesting activities and lessons. For example, one class we prepared a Snow White skit, where students were given a couple lines to memorize. We brought props so they could dress up like a servant, a wicked queen, and the magic mirror. Listening to students say in an evil queen voice, "Snow White? I'll kill her," was priceless. 12:30 is lunchtime. School lunch in Kuroshio is always delicious. My favorite lunches are deep fried chicken, saba, which I believe is mackerel. It's a delicious but oily fish, and any lunch that comes with a pudding or crepes. I always look forward to school lunch. Due to COVID, I eat at my desk in the teacher's room, so I just check social media or work on a project. Once the students are done eating, I'll go around and visit classrooms. I'll chat with students and see what they're up to, draw a few cute or disturbing pictures on their chalkboards, or mark my territory with a maple leaf. I've tried to get students to play games over lunch, but in junior high I've been routinely unsuccessful. They seem to just want to chill and do their own thing, and I mean, fair enough. It's 1:30 and classes are back with a vengeance. After lunch, students and teachers, myself included, are often in a carb coma from eating so much rice. I find myself working overtime to keep both students and myself out of dreamland. When 3:20 rolls around, classes are mercifully finished for the day. Students return to their homerooms and their school day winds to an end. Make no mistake, work isn't over for them. They still got clubs and studying to do. Lucky me, I only have to work until 4:15, so I have about an hour of empty time to fill. I use this time to draw posters, work on my English board, or mark work assigned by my JTEs. If I'm really bored and desperate, I'll go watch a homeroom class. It's usually just a lot of student announcements and distributing homework. So after 4:15, I pack up my things, clean my coffee mug lovingly and whisper farewell, make my desk tidy, and then head out. I say "Osaki ni shishide shimasu" or "Oskare sama deshita" to the teacher's room. I'll wave and say bye-bye to any students or teachers I encounter in the halls. When leaving, I'll be extra careful not to run over students with my car. I jest, but an ALT not through JET in the past has hit a student, and that's kind of just a nightmare. If I'm feeling like a superhero ALT, I'll stay after school to watch students practice their clubs, or even join in. I feel a little bad for them because their parents seldom, if ever, come to watch them practice. I get home around 4:40. Sometimes I'll go shopping or go for a walk or a light jog, then come back and get started making supper. Easy supper is just curry and rice, but I like cooking soups and stews or frying some meat and vegetables. After supper, I'll collapse on my couch and throw on some YouTube, read, write, or I'll work on a Bold Basan video. Sometimes I'll go out with friends for supper or games. Around this time, I'll also do the mundane stuff like laundry, dishes, house cleaning. In Japan, dryers aren't really a thing, so washing clothes and hanging them to dry is essential and seems to be a near daily task for me. I've learned to keep on top of the laundry the hard way. Nothing's worse at 7 AM than soggy underwear. I'll wind down and go to bed at 11 and start the process over the next morning. And that's a typical day in my life. I think this shows the work and life flow you can expect as an ALT. I usually have 4 to 6 English classes per day, but my school is large. Small junior highs and elementary schools might have entire days with no English classes, leaving you as the ALT with lots of free time. From my experience, it's not an overly demanding job or lifestyle. Hope this was insightful. That's all for now. Take care and be bold.